We're speaking to Sydney Wazer today. Welcome to CMJ. I believe you did this last year as well.
Yes.
How did you find that?
It was great. We were in New York. We're based in New York, so it's fun to have bands come in from all over the country, all over the world, really, and play and sort of invade the city. And you just get in the subway and hop around and see as many shows as you can, play as many shows as you can, and it's always a good time.
How do you find New York as a creative space to write music?
Well, I'm from Los Angeles, and my dad is from Paris, so New York is sort of, it's 6 hours from both, basically, and it's very much the middle ground for me, I think.
Okay.
Writing in New York's really loud, and it can be a little overwhelming, so I think I do like it, but sometimes I need a little break, and I go to those two other places, and I come back to New York afterwards. My dad is a songwriter, and I grew up hearing him play downstairs playing piano, and I would sort of wake up to that every morning. Very romantic. But we were actually just in Paris on tour, and there's something about being in the city that just feels like home, and there's this like warmth to it, I guess. It just feels comfortable, and I feel creative, and the buildings, the architecture, the landscape, the creative atmosphere of Paris, there is just something really magical, and obviously I'm not the only person to feel that way. Artists throughout history have gone there to make their, to be creative. So I wrote Bellquire Coast about this fictional land that I could escape to and sort of find my simplified story a happy place where I could sort of go and write. And it was nice to take a step out of the city and look at something bigger than that and write from that place. So it was inspired by Greece and Greek mythology, by Los Angeles, by Paris, it's an accumulation of the things that I am inspired by, and I sort of made it this world that was only those things. And there's a Rousseau painting, I can't remember the name specifically, but there's a woman laying, and she's in this Amazon, and it's beautiful, and that was one image that like triggered the idea, sort of writing from being in that place. And I was at the time dealing with feeling New York, having so many people can also feel really isolating, and I wanted to revert back to a simpler idea of life and of family and friends, where you were a tribe and you stayed together and you stuck together. And I felt like to do that I needed to create a world that could support that sort of idea of tribal, I don't know, gatherings and dancing and music being primitive. So
and belonging, which you show in some of your video clips.
Yeah.
What are some of them? Wolf-eyed woman.
Mm-hmm.
That one is you. Are you going up in a helicopter?
Yeah. Well, I am scared of heights, of one of the many things, and so my brother he directed the video.
Okay.
And I wrote the song about being less afraid, being less of a kitten, and my brother's response was, "Well, fine then. We're gonna put you up in a helicopter because you're gonna freak out." So here you go, and he filmed the whole thing. And yeah, I write all the music. I've done some co-writes with friends, and right now I'm playing. We're playing as three. Gabe Duncan plays guitar, and Zach Mangan plays drums.
Yeah.
And I love playing with those guys. And so, in the past we've had 4 or 5 people, but right now it's the three of us, and I feel happy with having those two guys with me. So
fantastic. And what's coming up in the future?
The future, always thinking of the future.
Yeah.
I am writing more music, and I want to release a record, in the near future. I don't think it'll happen maybe 2013, maybe early 2014, or maybe late 2013. I don't know. So I'm sort of starting the process again and looking for what's next.